Good morning and a warm welcome to yet another edition of our weekly fascinating program, the Teachers Hour, a program that comes over every Saturday only on Jungle Online TV and One Entertainment and of course Education TV in the Gambia. And of course we are streaming live from our studios in Sukuta Lambai. I'm your host, Babukar F. Jame. The Teachers Hour is a program where I look at the roles and of course the plights of teachers in the Gambia, and we shall continue to invite teachers and stakeholders from different regions across the country to shed light on a topic of discussion. And today in the studio, I have student teachers from the Gambia College School of Education who join me today to discuss on the prospect of teacher education in the Gambia. Just to remind you, continue to follow our interesting programs on our social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and of course on Twitter. We are broadcasting and of course streaming live from our studios in Sukuta, Lambai. I'm your host, Bab Garab Jame. As I said earlier, today in the studio, I have student teachers from the Gambia College who join me today to discuss on the prospect of teacher education in the Gambia. And of course, on my right is Ms. Numbe Aisar, Advanced Diploma Secondary student, third year. I can say final year student at the Gambia College School of Education. And of course, on my left is Mr. Babukar Fai, my namesake. Yeah. It's a pleasure having you today in the studio.
Thank you.
As I said earlier, these are the two prolific student teachers today I have in the studio, and of course, they'll be dilating more on our topic of discussion extensively. That is the prospect of teacher education in the Gambia. As usual, we invite students and of course teachers and stakeholders from different aspects of life, and of course the teaching fraternity and different stakeholders across the region to shed light on our topic of discussion. A lady and a gentleman, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, Mr. My Tom, I will call him Mr. Babukar Jambe. And then today my co-guest who goes by the name Dumba Isa, my bull SG or Secretary General for that matter. Okay, just to say Assalamu alaikum to all our wonderful audience over there and then viewers. It's indeed a pleasure today to have you all here on what we call a Jungle Entertainment Universe TV, online TV program. My name is Babukar Fai, a student of the Gambia College, currently on my third year, studying in Advanced Diploma Secondary, major in Agricultural Science and Physical Health Education respectively. As our host rightly mentioned here today, that is the teachers' hours as they seldomly used to conduct it on every Saturdays on 10 a.m. onwards. So Alhamdulillah, today it's a pleasure and in fact a privilege to be here to dialogue on a very important theme, which is the prospect of teacher education here in the Gambia. Then it's a pleasure today, and I'm very much glad to receive you here, all here, and then I hope you will subscribe and likewise follow to also be part of our discussions.
Well,
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. That is Mr. Babukar Fai, our guest today from the Gambia College School of Education, Advanced Diploma Secondary student. It's a pleasure having you today, Mr. Fai.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Now coming to you, Madam, I can say Miss Ndumbe Sar, Aisa, can you express your joy with us today for joining us to have this program done today?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. As he rightly mentioned, I am Numbe Aisa, Advanced Diploma Secondary, third year student, major in Agricultural Science and General Science. Yeah, I am happy and honored to be invited here to share my little experience and knowledge towards teaching, towards the challenges in Gambia College, and towards the educational prospect of teachers in the Gambia in Jungle Entertainment Universe Television Online. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alphonse, the only lady today in the studio. It's a pleasure having you, Madam Sar, and of course, Mr. Fai. As I stated earlier, our topic of discussion today shall be centered on the prospect of teacher education in the Gambia. And of course, just to remind you, continue to subscribe our interesting programs on our social media platform on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, of course, on Twitter. Today, I'm your host, Babukar F. Jame. Now, we have to start the discussion. Ms. Sar, as a student of the Gambia College, Advanced Diploma Secondary, third year student, we understand that the school resumed, and I believe students at the Gambia College are back for session. I know they are hoping to have a very fruitful academic year. As you call it, the Gambia College, the trimester have started. You have started your first trimester in the third year as a final year student. What are your expectations?
Well, My expectations are high because the first trimester for the third year we are supposed to go on teaching practice.
Wow.
But due to the delay of our memos, we are going to report on Monday.
Okay.
Because we just applied to the teaching practice application yesterday.
Okay.
Memos should be out 48 hours. So we'll be going on teaching practice. But while we are on teaching practice, we will be writing our project as a norm in the college that every final year student have to write your project. But then the project is always delayed. That is why attestations always come out late for final year students. So this time they are trying to make changes. At least we should start writing our projects now. So by June the project should be finished totally. Then August latest, the marks should be in the portal. So we access our attestations latest September next year, inshallah. So at least we wouldn't be delayed to access our attestations and start teaching as finally as qualified teachers.
Well, that is quite captivating here, but you definitely come to that. That is the issue of the project writing and attestation. But before that, Mr. Fai.
Yes, sir.
Are you a pre-service or in-service at the college?
No, I'm a pre-service.
Yeah, pre-service. Okay, first time at the Gambia College.
Yeah.
What's your experience like at the college?
Okay, basically, in summary, with regards to my experience at the Gambia College, as I made mention earlier, I came to the Gambia College in the year 2021.
Okay.
Though it was never an easy task, as you all know, as the common saying always goes, that it's always Gambia College instead of Gambia College.
Yeah, certainly.
So as a person in mind, whenever that you are going to an institution, whereby that you are told that the very ground is called Gambia College. So obviously what that message is sending to you is that, there are words to be high sense of preparation before like you will be able to get there. Though as usually, I'm an individual that has to make myself versatile in any situation that I found myself to uplift myself and always get the best out of the rest in any situation that I find myself.
Certainly.
Yeah, as our mentors or lecturers at the Gambia College will always advise, whenever that you are at the Gambia College, always never allow the Gambia College to get through you.
Yeah.
But you should always get through the Gambia College.
Exactly, that is correct.
Meaning that you do the rightful needed, what is expected of you. Though that along the ride is always normal, that there might be, obstacles here and there. But like, in as much as possible, and as long as that I'm also concerned, I try in as much as possible, or whatever obstacle comes to my way, that I try in as much as possible to overcome that obstacle.
Very well. Campus experience is very important. You have to be very much acquainted yourself to the campus. And coming to you, Mr. As a, I think also pre-service.
Yeah, pre-service.
All right. Okay. You also get some experience at the Gambia College. But first, as a student from the senior school, what inspired you to join the teaching field, more especially going to the college?
Okay, what inspired me is half of my family are teachers.
Wow.
From my dad to my elder sisters. So I deemed it necessary to start from the college to gain more experience because going to the college first before the university makes you better prepared to face the wider world. So that is why I joined the teaching field first before going.
Yes, I know you'll delve into the discussion more and more as we move on. But now, before then, Mr. Fai, we have to ask this question. What significant is teacher education in the Gambia?
Okay.
How significant is teacher education in the Gambia?
Okay. Basically, with regards to the significance of Gambian teachers, or like, the stand of the teachers here in the Gambia cannot be overemphasized. Because looking at it from a wide range, that here currently as I'm speaking, every aspect or department of this country that you touch, in as much as you know it or not, know that there are people that have passed through this Gambia College.
Certainly. Yeah.
So like, you'll observe that, this Gambia College, its significance cannot be overemphasized because they are contributing, towards the national development, meaning every aspect of this nation that you go to. Because Gambia College is not about, only education. We have their scientists there, and then we have those that are health workers because it comprises of all four sister schools. Certainly. We have agriculturists in our midst, public health workers. So that is telling you that the Gambia College, or in aspect of teachers, in fact, let me even summarize to the aspect of teachers here in the country. Like any department that you go to, our parliamentarians are typical examples that are responsible for making decisions here in the country. They are all people that have once passed through the Gambia College. So that is telling you that the aspect of these teachers here in the country, they have been contributing positively towards national development in all aspects, towards saving of lives, because we have to deal with future generations that are the students directly at the school. So therefore, that is telling you that we save lives. We serve as role models too. So just in summary, to tell you that the importance or significance of teachers here in the country, cannot be really emphasized.
Yes,
because, we have been contributing towards national development. Any aspect that that it has to gear towards national development, be it political, socio-economic, religious, here and there, anywhere that you go to, you have to find teachers, standing positively, seeing through with that, the aims and objectives of that very particular event is highly been achieved.
All right.
Yeah, so in summary, that is about the prospect of teachers here in the
That's
country.
very important. You delve extensively on the side of the significance of teacher education in the Gambia. But before that, I have to shift my attention to Ndumbe to ask her this question.
Sure.
As a fresh student from senior school, joining the Gambia College, and I know Gambia College, as you talk about, what they call teaching practice.
Yes.
And usually, if you are there, you normally give you first semester or trimester, second term, the third time you have to go and teach. Yes. And sometimes it comes to the minds of many students at the Gambia College saying that we don't learn anything. What are you going to teach at the schools? Not knowing that what they are teaching them. Sometimes some courses are doing. When they go to the schools, we are going to find a different thing there.
Exactly.
So how was your case like for the first time when you go to your first school for teaching practice?
Okay, mine was not very hard because
Okay.
I was a pure science student
Okay.
and now majoring in ag science and agricultural science,
Wow.
which are areas that I know. So going to this school, I obviously expect what I was going to find there.
Okay.
And being a fresh graduate, it was not hard. It was just something you did. You just have to go back and revise.
Okay.
And the courses that we're giving in the college were not purely what you have to teach,
Yeah.
but most of them were things that are going to make it easier for you to teach. Because teaching is not just giving the knowledge. You have ways in which you give the knowledge for people to perceive.
Yeah.
So college, they offered us a course that was classroom management.
Yes.
Because without classroom management, the knowledge I don't think would be easily or would be well dispersed to kids. So they gave us those courses to prepare us on how to deal with children and how to pass knowledge. So it was good because I was prepared on how to transmit knowledge, not just having the knowledge. So it was a good experience, and you would find out what you are taught. The practical and the theory are two different things because dealing with people and thinking of how to deal with people comes in two ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what to expect, but it was good. My experience was fine.
Yes, I will really definitely come to the area of the curriculum development at the Gambia College academic courses there.
Okay.
We should talk about issue of the education professional studies (EPS), where you talk about issue of classroom management, the assessment, micro teaching, and others.
Yeah.
This normally give teachers the strength,
Yes.
of course, but also have the confidence to go to class and teach,
Exactly.
and also tell you how to able to manage your students in the classes,
Yeah.
how to assess them, and also how to able to deliver and show some signs of ethics and professionalism as a teacher to these students. This particular aspect of a course called EPS is definitely doing well, a lot of changes in the lives of teachers in the Gambia.
Yeah.
I believe that is the reason the Gambia College came up with that to ensure that teachers are well trained on the particular side. So, but so many students at the Gambia College, student teachers always say that for us we don't learn anything. What I want to teach. Even during our days, I remember someone saying that. So sometimes you can understand.
Exactly.
I always say this from grade 1
Yes.
up to senior secondary school. What you are going to teach, they are going to teach the same thing. What you learn is what you are going to teach.
Exactly.
So they are telling people that I don't learn anything in my senior school.
Yeah.
So definitely, this is something that is also making another issue at the college. But I believe the lecturers there and of course the EPS department, they are doing their best to ensure that the teachers are trained well at the college so that when they come to the field, they are able to deliver up to expectations.
Exactly.
That is quite noted. Now, Mr. Fai,
Yes.
in any institution that you go to, there must be constraints.
Exactly.
And I know college is an exception when it comes to
Definitely.
difficulties and challenges faced by students.
No doubt. Obviously.
What are some of the challenges you faced at the college?
Okay, like with regards to the challenges that we currently facing in the Gambia College, I have a variety of aspects, I would call it. I mean, they are scarce and then they are ranging. Like we have different things that we have to outline.
Okay.
But just to go straight to the points and then start mentioning by name, I'll first start with the issue of internet connection problem
Wow,
in the Gambia College.
Yes.
Yes, because currently as we speak, yearly, this issue has been a challenge so far in the Gambia College.
Okay.
Yeah, yearly people have been encountering it. Because if you check, currently as you speak, every student of the Gambia College is supposed to pay $12,000 per annum.
Yeah, that's the tuition fee.
Yeah, exactly, that is the actual tuition fee. But like you see through it, there's an external $1,000 that is charged for students to pay.
Okay, before you continue, why do you need the internet for as a student then?
Okay. Yes, with regards to internet, the significance of internet is very much important because, like, we believe that we are living in the life or in the world of technology.
Exactly.
And then, like, as a level, a tertiary level for that matter of the Gambia College, it's of no expectation that we require what you call an internet, so that, like, we'll be able to do our research works here and there. Because, like, we believe that, as the Englishman saying, that seeing is believing. So through the internet, like, we'll be able to make, some researches with regards to videos, download all in fact research works too. It will be very much significant to be able to assess you through your learning processes. Yeah, but coming down to the issue of the internet fee, as you said, because you asked me about its significance, that is essence for, how do you call it, for research work, exactly. But, like, coming to think that, it's always the opposite in the Gambia College. Yearly, they will charge you of what we call $1,000 for internet fee. I could remember since in my first year I was paying. First year I paid $1,000, second year I paid $1,000, and even this third year I paid $3,000. And still, I can tell you, I cannot even download a voice from the Gambia College.
So is it that when you pay that amount of money for internet, is it that all students are connected?
Not all students are connected, but, like, I can even challenge you that, or I can even put you to that, even though if you don't pay, you can connect. Okay. Yes, because they will just tell you there will be a serial voucher that you will go to the STA and then you collect. Yes. They will tell you that if you go that you have to take your receipt that you paid for the internet fee. But I bet you others will even go that didn't even pay, and yet they will go to take that, or in fact go to Adokalana 80 space. Yes. Just tell him that connect me. The person will not ask you whether you have a receipt or not. The person will just connect you. Yeah. So, notwithstanding with regards to the internet issue, it's a very big challenge, considering the fact that the 3 years, my entire 3 years program, I've been paying this internet fee every year. I cannot even benefit. I would have, in fact, rather preferred to buy a route of my own. Rather than even leave it to me myself that I buy a route of my own. Or, in fact, buy a bulky amount of MB, wherein that I will be using to browse. But, like, you call it an internet fee, you charge students. At least I know that there are measures that have been put forth to see how best that, their level issues. But still, it's a pending issue. And it's a thing that is very much needed, that, the authorities, much especially the student leaders currently at the Gambia College, they need to put more emphasis and more pressures at the authorities or the administrators that are currently there at the Gambia College to make sure that they provide for us a very strong and constant internet connection. Away from the issue of the internet connection, another issue is mark problem in the Gambia College. Okay, definitely I will come to that. Okay. I also have that one here. Exactly. That is the issue of the mark problem, like the mark entry and missing grades of students. Exactly. I think this is it has been happening at the college since then up to now, and I believe authorities need to do something about it. What do I talk about the issue? How do you see about the issue of mark before I come to Okay, with regards to the issue of marks, it has always been a headache of the Gambia. And even currently today, as I speak, it's still a headache. Okay. Yeah, I even have proofs in my page from our STA because we have Student Teachers Association page, wherein all students, and even yesterday at night, when I was late, when I lastly go, in that page, the last conversation that I say were the last final year students complaining of them not receiving their attestation of missing grades. Okay. Till up to date, though, if you come to the aspect of missing grades, it has to be divided into two aspects. Okay. That is the aspect of the students, because at times faults have to come from the students themselves. Yes. Yeah. And then at times the problem has to come from the lecturers. Yeah. But I believe that with regards to the issue of marks, in most cases, used to come from the Gambia College students. Yeah. Either it will be in a case where maybe exams will be there and then they didn't sit to that exam, or it's either also they sit to an exam and then they have a low grade, meaning they have an incomplete in that an IC exactly in that very particular course, and they didn't receive it on due time. But coming to the issue of marks issue, at times even though that with the administration that is a very big issue. Okay. Because like what you realize is that even though in your first semester, first term, if you have an issue with your Gambia College marks, you cannot receive that till in your final year. Definitely, that is happening. I think that is a very big challenge. I personally speaking, I'm a victim of such because I could remember in my first semester, I supposed to start to all my courses done again because I chose 9 courses, but due to an illness of my dad, so I cannot go to set to that exam. Okay. Yeah, so I have to lose all those examinations, and I cannot receive them till in my final year. After you compare. When people are thinking of how best to get their attestation, I'll be there running helter skelter. I think at least the administrative body has to look into basic things of such to see how best that. Those things have been happening at the Gambia College, but I think now it should be thing of the past now. Definitely. For the authorities to put things in order. Exactly. Put down mechanisms to ensure that some of these things are changed. Definitely. Because I remember 2019 when I was at the college, I wrote a report
on the side of from one of the education minister's staff, Mr. Bakari Diba. Bakari came up. In fact, he called a meeting at the Gambia College Hall. To talk to students, because students have expressed their dismay to the authorities that their marks are missing, and of course, from that also the marks are not entered. So he came up with this, that he said no marks, no examination. So when I came up with this report, I pasted the report. In fact, it have hit to the level of the authorities. They have to come and of course intervene so that some of these things are resolved. But I believe some of these things now should not happen at the Gambia College. I thought that now they have stopped. But the issue of what you talk about, the issue of like waiting until you finish your program, this time you have receipt. It's time consuming. When it's time for you to go and serve, go and teach, others are going, you'll be there. And sometimes you don't mind that particular year, you're able to have schools around this time. And even sometimes you go region, one thing they'll tell you that this particular place, my region is full. So you have to wait until the following year. In fact, this is a problem that we are facing in the Gambia College. So I think some of these things need to change as stated. But I believe more problems are stated there. I talk about the issue of the grade entry. Of course, we're talking about the issue of the internet. So the other issue there, I know, it must be the issue of tuition fee. How do you see that? How are the students at the Gambia College when it comes to the payment of tuition fees?
Okay, I think it's hard for most people, and sometimes I think some have scholarship from MOPSI, and they are not even aware. Because I had a friend who had a scholarship, and she was still paying her tuition fee, and she was not made to notice that she has a scholarship.
What was the problem?
I don't know what the problem was.
So meaning they are sponsoring them without being notifying them?
Yes, MOPSI, I think they just stamp it on the wall that you guys are sponsored, so you go and check it for your name. But her name was in it, and she was still paying tuition fee without the college making a notice to her that she has a scholarship. So I think they should have a record of all those that are on the scholarship, and they're still paying, because you only have one GC number. And at the moment you pay, it should show to the accounts that you've paid or you're on the scholarship. So I don't know where the money goes for those that have scholarship and they're still paying tuition fee. And it's hard for most people because 12,000 now is too much to gather. So I know a lot of students are struggling to pay, and they're still in the school, and some are aiming to go, but they still don't have access to go to the school due to finance. So I think maybe college could at least give them, maybe they can give half scholarship to students who are deserving, but don't have the ability to do. So at least they can pay half for themselves and the school pays half for them somehow.
Yeah, definitely. That is the thing that is happening right now at the Gambia College. But I was in fact trying to, by all means, to get access to students at the college and access to certain things with regards to the attestation. Because it came up that students at the college, most especially those who are sponsored by the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, they were not able to get the attestation simply because they don't, the MOPSI, they don't pay for their tuition fees. So in fact, last time I heard from the registrar from the Gambia College during an interview, saying that it's not all students, but students that are sponsored, that are under the ministry sponsorship scholarship. So but I think how's the issue like right now with regards to that side of the tuition fee with those students?
Okay, that is the aspect of the MOPSI, not so.
Yes.
Okay, basically the HTA, that is the Student Teachers Association, and I mean a body that is responsible for only education sector, and we also have the GCSU, that is the main body that is also responsible for the entire student affairs of the Gambia College. The other time they went to an extent that they have to read to the Minister of Basic Education, yes, to show their dismay and also concern with regards to the current saga that is ongoing. Because approximately, according to reports that the government of the Gambia is owing the Gambia College about $57 million.
That's too much.
Yeah, which is not a very small cash or income. Yeah, and it is something which that is very much worth it. Like, because already it's their money.
It seems like the amount is escalating, because I remember 2019 it was around 20 something million. 24 somehow, because when I read to the principal about the issue of this payment from the ministry, they stressed that it's around 20 something million, but now you have moved up to 57.
So you say, I mean, with such type of scenario, it is telling you that it's from the frying pan to the fire. So I think that it's worthwhile that at least they put a stop to it. The government of the Gambia, like before even get into that, what is not even promising here currently in the country is like, if we check at the aspect in terms of budgeting, that the government of the Gambia currently used to spend in the aspect of education is very much little. Do you know that even according to statistics, the Gambia government is not even spending about 20% of the total budget of the country? And then, like, thinking of this, you believe that as a country, you cannot move in the absence of education. So how can you explain about other issues, and then you have your education being, not moving as it's supposed to be, or you're not giving them the support that they require. So obviously it's a very big challenge. This is why the Gambia, as you call it, the current administration of the Gambia College has gone now and now done a finalization that they will not release the attestation of students that are under the sponsorship of MOPSE. And I think it's befitting. It's a very good strategy. That will be the only mean that has to push the government, that they make sure that their income has been paid. Even not all, but at least maybe 25% towards 50% to also serve as a means of motivation there in the Gambia College.
Yeah, definitely you cannot blame students of that, because I believe if the subvention is not coming from their side, of course, it's scholarship from the ministry. On the side of student, it's not forthcoming from the ministry. That one is not the blame. It's not the fault of the students. I think also the college, also the authorities at the college, the admin, also try to capitalize to ensure that they withheld or the documents of the students, so that also the ministry can act urgently to come and solve the problem and pay the money henceforth. But I believe they have looked into this aspect, so that students they receive documents early, so they can able to apply and go to their respective schools for teaching. Yes, definitely that is very important. Just to remind the viewers that this is Jungle Entertainment Universe, your #1 weekly fascinating program. It teaches our. This is the program that comes every Saturday only on this channel. Of course, we are streaming live from our studios in Sukuta Lambai. I'm your host, Babu Karavjam. And today, in the studio, I'm joined by Ms. Ndumbe Aisa, a third-year student advanced diploma secondary at the Gambia College School of Education, and Mr. Babu Karafai, also a third-year student advanced diploma School of Education at the Gambia College. Today, our topic of discussion is the prospect of teacher education in the Gambia. Ms. Sir, how is the aspect of the transportation like at the Gambia College? Because I know it's also another challenge is faced by students. Sometimes when I'm moving, even during our days when I'm moving on the highway, you see students who are going all the way to the Serakunda end, or that's going to Brikama, and they'll be begging for lift. How is it like that? Because college one time, I believe they have buses that normally transport students to and fro from their respective destinations to the Gambia College. But this, is this happening right now?
No, it's not. Actually, traveling is a headache for most people.
Okay.
Sometimes you would have other activities, like agric students, we had gardening last trimester. Oh, yeah, second year, final trimester, we had gardening. So some people, when they are going for weekend, have to tell their friends in Brikama to take care of their beds because they cannot pay fare from their homes to come to the college just to water their beds. Considering fares now and all of that. So transportation is very, very hard for people traveling. Sometimes due to traffic, due to having vehicles, and fares are expensive now, and there's no stipend in the college. We are not working. We have to depend on our parents to get us that. So it becomes hard. So it's really hard. Students will really appreciate when there are buses, because I remember the last election, students even had a WhatsApp page to end lift begging, just for them to have buses. They were telling student leaders to help them talk to the administration to get them buses, because they go to far places and they have to pay fares to all that. So it's really a big problem for students that are traveling.
I think all these are major challenges that the college have to stood and assist students to remedy some of the problems students are facing. Because it will be difficult. Sometimes you come to school late. And so like you come to school late, you attend the classes. And that cannot be your fault, because sometimes the traffic congestion in the Gambia, the nature of traffic in the Gambia sometimes is horrible. And I think, of course, authorities of the Gambia College right now must be following. And of course, anytime soon, some of this probably will be addressed as, by the authorities. So are you anticipating for teaching practice this time around?
Yes, so we are supposed to report to school latest on Monday.
Okay. Yes, very soon we'll be closing. I know you have a few minutes to go. And just to remind you, that is the Jungle Online TV, teaches our program. Mr. Fai, what is your assessment and what advice do you have for the correct authorities and the students there with regards to teacher education in the Gambia?
Yes, basically, my final words and advice with regards to teacher education currently at the Gambia College, it will be in 3 levels. That first I will start from my dear colleagues, and then from there I have to talk to the student leaders that are currently there on campus, and then finally will be the authorities themselves. So with the student leaders, what I will tell them is to let them double up or let them speed up. No matter how that you're going, it's fine. But still, there has to be double ups here and there, because at times there has to be challenges that you think that in fact are beyond you. But like, as a human being, always you have to expect challenges in life.
Yeah, certainly.
As a common saying, that challenges in life must come, but overcoming those challenges make life interesting.
Sure,
so they have to be serious with their works. Let them do things on time. Yeah, let them try to do as long as possible, because at times others, like I said, they will be in the Gambia College just for the sake of being in the Gambia College.
Yeah, certainly.
So they will all be there concentrating on the challenges of the Gambia College, forgetting in fact the issues that even bring them to the Gambia College. Because they have to be serious with their academic works. They have to do assignments on time. I will tell you this, I'm a witness. All the people will be there in the Gambia College. They will never even do assignments. They will be there on baboon work and then they will be there here and there. So what basically in summary, I will advise my dear colleague to please let them focus on their academics. But it is academics that has taken them there, not fashion, not for any other thing. So moving now to the, how do you call it, student leaders that are currently there at the Gambia College. Alhamdulillah, I will call it, that they have been doing tremendous well. Yeah, they have been trying in one or the other to still see how best, to close loopholes. But like, I have to still show my dismay and dissatisfaction to some of the things that have been going. I'll point to tell you this. Do you know that I contested in this past STA elections? Together with my co-host, Mr. Edward Sako, the current president of STA. Yes, I in fact serve as a campaign manager to the current GCSU that are currently there in power. So that has shown me all the love and the good heart that I have for the institution at large. On how best, to see these issues that are trending, on how best can we remedy them. But like, the fact is, at times, it's always very disheartening. At times, I do engage in article code writings, and the other time that I wrote that, at times in life is very much devastating. That at times, no matter how good heart that you have for somebody, you always find them, choosing another way, and leaving you there. But like, in coming to the aspect of the student bodies that are there currently, as I said earlier, they are trying their level best, but still they are not in fact to that optimum. Because there are things that are supposed to be addressed that are not still addressing. And one thing that I'll blankly point out is the issue of effective communication. Communication hasn't been there with regards to them and in the subjects that I have been serving. And then the most serious thing is that you will see the students in the Gambia College, they will be in the WhatsApp pages, telling the student bodies about their challenges. These student bodies will hear about their challenges, but never come out to address their issues.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Fai. I think that is very important. I would also love to get the student leaders from the Gambia College on this platform to talk about, of course, some of the problems and the challenges faced by students at the Gambia College. For them to talk to us about some of the problems that the students are facing and how they can be addressed by the authorities there. So I think this issue of the student leadership role is part of us, but it's part of our topic today. So our focus area, but due to time, we're not able to talk about that area. But hopefully, I'll get you people back in the studio to talk about some of these things as well. Now, finally, Numbe, as a female student, and of course a student teacher at the Gambia College, what advice do you have for your fellow female teachers there?
Okay, I would start by saying we are women and we are role models. Like, wherever you go, women always serve as mothers. Because I think that is how we are just created. So I would tell my fellow students in the college to please focus on what took us to this school. Let us start by respecting ourselves, because it's only when you respect yourself that people respect you. So I would advise my fellow female students on how we approach male lecturers. We don't have many female lecturers in the college. They are only focused on the home science area. So most of these other areas, we have male lecturers to deal with. So I would advise us to deal with our male lecturers in ways that are respectful and that have boundaries, because women are we are so fragile that the moment we start acting nice, sometimes it is confused for being weak. So you might be somebody might take advantage of that because you are nice. So we are not supposed to act rude, but we are supposed to act with boundaries, and we are supposed to act with respect towards our fellow teachers and towards the students we teach. Because sometimes you go on teaching practice, some of the way we dress can attract students to even start asking some of us out, because most of us are young.
Definitely, that is happening in our school.
Yeah, the way we talk to them, the way we approach them, and the way we behave towards them is what is going to show them that I am your teacher and this is your boundary. Being nice to them makes them close to you, makes them respect you, and makes them easy to learn and love the subject you are teaching, or make them focus. But the moment you don't know how to express these things, you start attracting them towards other things than to go to that.
Very well.
I would advise my fellow students, especially the ladies, to focus,
Yeah.
go to school, dress decent, talk decent, and act decent. I think that is all women need to work on.
As the saying goes, a word for a wise is quite sufficient, and of course that have bring us to the end of today's edition of our weekly fascinating program. It is just a program that comes over every Saturday only on Jungle Entertainment Universe or online TV, and we are streaming live from our studios in Sukuta Lambai. I'm your host Babgar Avjame. So of course today, as we stated, today in the studio, I'm joined by Ndumbe Aisa, a third year of advanced diploma secondary student at the Gambia College School of Education. Of course, Mr. Babukar Fai, also a final year student, third year, of course, advanced diploma secondary student at the Gambia College School of Education. It has been a very interactive and captivating discussion here with them. And of course, I believe we need to go further, but because of time, we have to draw the curtain here. And I'm hoping to have them again in the studio to talk about some of the roles of teachers, student teachers at the Gambia College, and some of the constraints they face. And hopefully, I've given assurance that I would also like to get the student leaders from the Gambia College to dialogue more on some of the problems faced by the students and how some of these problems can be addressed by the authorities. And hopefully also to get the authorities at the Gambia College to, of course, try to unveil some of the problems and, of course, how they are able to solve those problems for the students at the Gambia College. It has been a very fruitful discussion. Once again, I'm saying thank you very much. And it has been myself, Mr. Babu Kadabjam. It's a pleasure having you all. I say thank you very much until you come your way next week Saturday, the same time, the same place. Thank you.